So what does a vape pen look like? Well, as I said before, a vape pen used to look like this. It had a chamber, you put oil in it, has a heating element, you have to charge this. These are pretty heavy and they're pretty expensive. The industry knew that that wasn't too cool because eventually kids weren't going to want to carry that around. So they made them in a lot of colors, and they made them in a lot of styles, and they made them so you could throw them away. But the most clever one is the juul, because the juul doesn't need a battery. And it's quite slender, and you can stick it into a computer and bring it into school, and then you can inhale on it and blow it down your shirt, and nobody knows you're stoned. The pods that go in them are this big, and they're equal to 1 pack of cigarettes. 1 pack. And when I asked the kids, how many of you know somebody who's smoking a pack of cigarettes? Nobody could raise their hand, because they don't know. How many of you know of somebody who's vaping? Every hand went up. 5th graders, 4th graders. This has gone, since 2003 when it was first invented, to in our backyard. And what concerns me is that when you use concentrated forms of nicotine, you can die from it. Never mind heroin, you can overdose and die from nicotine. And our kids have access to these. So let me just be clear. The marijuana plant, the cannabis plant, which everybody's calling it now, it's a pot plant, is no longer the pot plant that you and I think of. It's genetically altered. What do I mean by that? The seeds have been altered so that the potency is incredibly high. They're usually grown in water, not dirt. It makes them more potent. They're cultivated, manufactured, and extract an oil out of them as well. So the oil is even more dangerous than the plant. Why is this important? Because that's what's being used in vape pens. For those of you that have watched somebody go down the street, by the way, it's illegal to vape in public. It's very interesting when you come up to a car that's got a sunroof and they're vaping because it all comes out. My husband said there were 4 kids in the car and they were all vaping because when they got out of the car, it went like a mushroom. Problem with that is every kid in that car is getting the same 4 chemicals, whether they inhaled it or not. Whether there's nicotine in it or whether there's flavoring in it, it is not water vapor, it's an aerosol that they're inhaling. The Surgeon General already knows that e-cigarettes are dangerous. But I can tell you, you go into any school today, and in middle school, 1/3 of those kids have already tried it, and they all believe it's safe.